The training session that we've just done is a hill sprint session in the hills in San Francisco, so a beautiful place to be, and judging from the comments we got, even the people who live in San Francisco think we're pretty mad. The hills are pretty, pretty steep, they're amazing, really good spot to do hills. Anyway, the session we did today was hill sprints, and because right now my training is very focused on speed and explosiveness, so we started with the first set. As far as meters go, probably 100 meters, I reckon, the first set of sprints were. So started off really fast, and while we were fresh, we still had a bit of speed towards the end of the hill. When we started to fatigue, I dropped the next set down to knocking off about 20 meters. So the next set after that, again, we were nice and fresh and explosive in the beginning. It also meant our recovery time was shorter when you and I were going rep for rep. So I was sprinting up, jogging back, and then when Wendy was going, we were tagging. So it meant that even though the sprints were shorter, our recovery was shorter. Again, when we started to slow down towards the end of the hill, I dropped the distance back again by about another 20 metres. So it was a nice short sprint in the end. And again, really light and explosive, very short recovery because the sprint was so short. And it was a great session. We finished after about half an hour and probably still had heaps in the tank, but my calf is still not very trustworthy, so I had to keep going.
Yes.
Oh, you're showing my calf?
Yes.
Beautiful socks. So I just don't trust it just yet. So left it while I still felt really, really fresh. So that means that we'll be able to back it up again tomorrow. All in all, really good session. I love dropping back the distance and keeping fresh. So really good way to train. So if you're training for explosiveness and speed as well, really good way to do it. So there are 3 reasons I would introduce that explosive speed training to your training every week. The first is it increases the intensity, it raises the intensity of the workout. When you're training with that really explosive movement and trying to maintain speed, your heart rate goes through the roof. The second would be when you train explosively correctly and you've built up to it the proper way, it helps prevent injuries and it keeps you really light, it makes you feel really light and agile, so it helps with all of that.
Hey everyone, I've been behind the camera a fair bit since we've been away, so I just wanted to touch base with you as well and let you know on the hill runs it was really interesting because I had a couple of people say, both to Michelle and I, about you go girls, and they were San Franciscans as well, so for them to be saying that about us is a huge compliment, watching us run up and down the hills. And one man actually said, "How many laps are you girls doing?" And I told him how many we plan to do, how many we'd done, how many we plan to do, and he goes, "Oh gee, you make me feel so bad." And he was really impressed by it. So that sort of stuff is really inspiring to me, and that's when I start to realise that what I'm doing is extraordinary, and that's really important for me. And I'm sure that it's important for you as well when you start to get all those compliments from other people and people thinking what you're doing is extraordinary. So go out there and hit it hard, ladies. Ciao.